I'm Christine, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my college/university advice in the hopes that it will help you get the most out of your college/uni experience. How do you deal with the fear of not getting into your #1 choice school? How do you know what schools to apply to? How do you choose a school? That's a really personal decision in a lot of ways. I mean, the way that I did it was first to figure out what I wanted to study. And I knew I wanted to do film and television. And that is not a widespread major on the East Coast. And I wasn't ready to live across the country from my family. I wanted to be able to drive to get to them if I needed to. And I'm super competitive, so I knew I wanted a competitive school. Me and my mom went to go visit Syracuse University, American University, New York University, and Boston University. Those are my top 4 schools. I also applied to Emerson, Ithaca, and Drexel. I definitely recommend visiting the schools, especially the ones you think you really want to go to. NYU was my favorite, I think because I was already kind of familiar with New York City. I knew it was a half-an-hour bus ride to New Jersey. I knew it was a really good school. I knew it had a study abroad program. I knew it had a great film program. But it also had a requirement where I had to submit a film piece, and my school did not have a film club. We had a production class, and I was the best in the class as a 16-year-old just playing around with editing software. So it wasn't very advanced. And it was really hard at that time to get your hands on a high-def camera. I had a camcorder with a tape in it. So I submitted a music video, and I submitted it the day it was due for NYU. And NYU is the school that I ended up not getting accepted to. And I got accepted to every other school. So it hurt my heart. But I like to think that they didn't accept me because of my crappy video and because I waited till literally the last day to apply because I was working on that video. But also, I'm really, really glad that I didn't go to NYU because I loved Boston. And I loved the experience that I had specifically at Boston University and the people that I met at Boston University. My life would have been very different. It's so weird to think about that. Where you go to college can really change your life. So if you have a #1 school, just know that there are other schools that are going to be great too. My next tip for choosing a college, I highly, highly recommend going to the accepted student day. Because when I visited BU, I didn't like it. Because when I went, it was during the summer, it was 1,000,000 degrees. On the tour, it was just sweaty and disgusting, and I didn't like it there. And I was just I hate this, get me out of here. But when I went for accepted student day, you go to your specific program. So I learned more about the film and TV program itself, and I loved what I heard. Also, you're paying more attention. The idea that you could be living there is so much more real. And that's how I decided. I went to the American Accepted Student Day, and I went to Boston University's, and Boston University's program was so much more attractive to me. I know a lot of times you look at college and you think of it as this is how I get my degree to get a good job. That's what college is for. But in reality, it is so much more than that. It's this magical time where you really grow as a person. It's the first time you're really independent, you're living separately from your family, but at the same time, you're living in this community of people that are all your age, and they're from all different parts of the world. There's no other time in your life that you're gonna be able to live in this way, where you're kind of in that transition period between adult and kid, where you get to meet all these new people. When you're a regular adult and you're living in the regular world, it's hard to meet people your age. It's hard to make friends like that. You're just plopped in this huge building full of people your age. People have asked me, do you feel like you got anything out of college? Is it helping you in the real world? College changed my life. I am the person I am today because of the experiences and the people I met in college. So my first tip would be, if you have the capability, if you're able to go to college or university, go to college or university. And tip number 2, you get out of college what you put into college. So when you get there, join clubs and shit. I am always so disappointed when I look back that I didn't join stuff freshman year. That's the easiest way to make friends that you're gonna click with, because they like that random thing from that club that you like. If there's a book club, join that book club. If you like to dance, join a dance club. I wish I joined the improv club. Why didn't I do that? I know it's gonna be really scary because so many of us have a hard time in social situations. This is your best bet though. Go join stuff. A lot of people have asked me about sororities, and sororities aren't big at BU, so that was never even in my brain. Personally, I would have rather been involved in like a film club than a sorority. It's up to you. Like, think about your hobbies, and there's a club for that. There are so many clubs on a campus, so like, get involved. That sounds so stupid and cliche, but I didn't follow the directions, and hashtag so much regret. A lot of people ask dorm life or apartment, to which I say definitely freshman year, you should do the dorm life, because again, if you do the apartments, you're kind of isolating yourself and not giving yourself that like full-blown college experience. And if you don't like it, you're there for a year, move to an apartment on campus second year, you know, and by then you'll have like found friends, someone you maybe want to live with and find an apartment on campus with. But freshman year, highly recommend doing the dorm. Like, try to be open to getting to know everyone on your floor. I know it's so hard. I felt like I didn't have anything in common with the people on my floor, which again, like, I should have joined clubs, and then I would have found someone that I really, really clicked with earlier on in college. Like, my best friend to this day, I'm the maid of honor at her wedding. I met in college, and I didn't meet her till senior year. That was my favorite year. Another one of my best friends I met that year too. I met Julia and Katie senior year of college, and that was like the best year ever. To think that I could have met people that I really clicked with like them earlier on if I had just joined clubs about the things I was interested in. Like, so stupid. So what are my tips so far? Do college if you can. Like, I understand, like, there are financial restraints, there are different life restraints that are happening, but if you can do it, like, do not stop yourself if you are scared. Personally, I think the best thing to do is to challenge yourself. And for me, that was leaving my family and going like 4.5 hours away and living in a different city. Like, I knew I wanted to go to school in a city because there's so much around you. There's so many different types of people. There's so many like stores and restaurants, and like you can find anything there, and you don't need a car, and like there's public transportation. And I love living in cities. I like the idea that there's always a way to get to places. I love that I can walk to most places. Like in Boston, it is a big city, but sometimes I would even walk to Northeastern, where my best friend from high school went to school. And it was like an hour walk, and I'd pop in a podcast, and it'd be a really, really nice walk. But there's also taxis, and there's also the T, which is like the subway system. And now there's Uber. I wish there was Uber when I was in college. And tip number 2, join shit. Push yourself. Another question I got were, what are the essentials to bring to college? And for me, that was pictures and posters to decorate my dorm room. That's what really made those stupid, ugly rooms feel like a home. And I had pictures plastered all over my walls. My favorite thing to do when I moved in every year was to like make my picture wall. My room was wallpapered in pictures. I was in the bottom bunk freshman year, and I had a Heroes poster like above me. It was beautiful. Other essentials, one of those shower caddies, because communal bathrooms, like, they sound scary, but you get used to it, and usually it's just for a year. Like, I was horrified, but like, really, you get used to it, and it's just for a year. Guys, I don't even know what I'm saying now. This video has turned into like a ramble. Like, I can't do my top 10 tips because I have so many feelings. How do you keep motivated when you can't take the classes you want to take yet because you have to take all these prerequisite courses? There are so many choices to the prerequisite courses. At least in my creative major, there were so many choices. I had to take 2 sciences, but I had already taken AP Environmental, so I was 1 down. And then I wanted the science with the least math possible, so there was Anthropology 101, and the professor was fantastic, and it was so much fun. I loved going to that class. I loved learning about evolution. Like, it was amazing. So it's really all about picking the right prerequisite class. If the professor is passionate and good, that class is gonna be good. What I'd recommend is looking up the professors for the classes you're interested in on rateyourprofessor.com, if that's still a thing. That was a thing when I was in college. I think that's still a thing. And see what past students have said about them, and if they have like really great reviews and you're interested in that topic, take the class. And my last tip, study abroad, do it. I'd even go as far as to say, like, make that a factor in your choice of where to go. If you have the capability to study abroad, do not pass that up. That will change your life just as much as college did, like in a whole new way. That's gonna be it for today's video. I definitely have a lot to say on this subject, and there were definitely a ton of questions that I did not get to cover. I'm Christine. I'm @XTeenMay on Twitter and Instagram. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!